When did one night of partying change the rest of your life? I stood there holding the single dose of Narcan in my shaking hand, while my best friend Sean and my girlfriend Amber lay unconscious on the bathroom floor, each of them needing me to choose. Someone had spiked their drinks at the party, and now they were both overdosing right in front of me. Sean's lips were turning blue, and Amber's breathing was getting shallow. I only had one dose, and the ambulance was still 15 minutes away. I didn't know whose life to save. Sean and I had been friends since we were 5 years old. He taught me how to ride a bike after my dad left me. When kids made fun of my secondhand clothes, Sean stood up for them, even though it meant getting beat up. He was my brother. Amber and I had been dating for 3 years. She was the first girl who really saw me. She laughed at my dumb jokes and held my hand when my anxiety got bad. I loved her more than I had ever loved anyone. I had the ring back at my place, waiting to be put on her finger. The Narcan felt heavier than it should have. Sean's chest was barely moving now. His skin looked gray under the harsh bathroom light. Amber made this tiny whimpering sound that broke my heart. Who was worse off? Who needed it more? I wasn't a doctor. I was just some 19-year-old kid who happened to carry Narcan because too many people were getting laced with fent lately. Every second I wasted was a second they were both slipping away. Nobody downstairs would know what to do. They were all too drunk or high to even understand what was happening. Sean's mom had already lost one son to an overdose 2 years ago. She called Sean every single day just to hear his voice. If I let Sean die, it would kill her too. Amber's parents didn't even know she drank. They thought she was at a study group tonight. They trusted me to take care of their daughter. They trusted me to get her back home safely. How could I face them if I let her die? The walls seemed to be closing in on me. This wasn't supposed to happen. We were just trying to have fun. Someone must have put something in the drinks when we weren't looking. Sean and I made a pact when we were 13 that we would always have each other's backs. Blood brothers forever. When my mom got sick, he helped me take care of her. He never asked for anything in return. Amber wanted to be a teacher. She volunteered at the animal shelter every weekend. She was good in a way that most people dreamed of being. It came naturally to her. Sean's breathing stopped. Just stopped completely. His chest wasn't moving at all anymore. Amber was still breathing, but it was getting weaker. The choice was being made for me. I had seconds left before Sean would be too far gone for the Narcan to work. I dropped to my knees next to Sean and tilted his head back. My hands moved on autopilot as I administered the Narcan. The spray went up his nostril and I held my breath. Nothing at first. Then Sean gasped and his eyes flew open. He coughed and rolled onto his side. He was alive, but Amber was still there, still fading. I crawled over to her and held her hand. Her skin was already getting cold. I put my forehead against hers and told her I loved her. Please, I whispered. Please just hold on a little longer. But she couldn't. By the time the paramedics arrived, it was too late. Amber was gone. The girl who had shown me what love felt like was dead because I had to make an impossible choice. The months after were the darkest of my life. I kept replaying that night over and over. Sean was drowning in survivor's guilt. Amber's funeral was the hardest thing I ever had to sit through. One of our friends from the group got on the microphone and said this was our wake-up call to get clean. But then while watching her get lowered into the ground, I heard that same friend talking about how he needs a hit to forget today. That's when I knew they'd never change. Even worse, Amber's parents blamed me for her death in the aftermath. Her mother would call me crying, saying I killed her daughter, asking how it feels knowing that the love of my life is dead because of me. She'd show up at my house with bouquets of her daughter's favorite flowers and ask me to visit her grave one day, then send me 20-minute crying voicemails about how she hates me the next. The whole thing made me feel like a monster. I isolated myself, deleted social media, and delved headfirst into alcohol and drugs. I decided to take my life on her 1-year anniversary. I went to the park me and Amber met, the same park I met my friend group, and shot up enough to kill me. The world went black and I started drifting. And the next thing I knew, I was awake in a hospital bed, dazed with Sean standing next to me. Next to him was Jason, the guy who made the speech at the funeral, and the rest of our entire friend group. Turns out they had known something was up and tracked my location without me knowing. Them being at the park and catching my overdose wasn't an accident. They were there because they knew I needed them. They were all clean now, some with loving partners and stable jobs. They hugged me and promised me they'd help me get through this, and they did. We spend our Friday nights playing board games now, visiting Amber's grave once a month, and still hanging out at that same damn park none of us will forget.